All right, welcome everyone. This is Bible Study That Doesn't Suck for Kids. And my name is Pastor Megan Rohrer.
And my name is Ellak.
And Ellak is 7, and he is going to be our designated kid for the day and ask questions. So we are going to read the lectionary text that is coming up. It's the Megan Rohrer translation version that'll be coming out in early December on the Gospel of Mark. Are you ready for the story? Okay, here it goes. Poof! Jesus and his disciples went to Jericho with a large crowd around them. These people had been following for a long time because he kept healing people and they wanted to see what he would do. And so, along came this guy named Bartimaeus. And he couldn't see, he was blind, and he was begging. Have you ever seen people beg? Yeah? Okay. At any point, if there's anything that's confusing, you can say, stop, and then ask me a question about it, okay? Okay. So he sees the blind man who's begging, and this blind man heard all of the miracles that Jesus had done, and that he was nearby. So you know what he did? He started screaming. And you know what he said? Son of David, which just means, hey you, Jesus, have mercy on me. And many people said, shh, be quiet, be like water that doesn't move. Be really still and be quiet and just behave, like in school, right? And they said, don't talk. And he screamed again. He said, David, son of David, have mercy on me. And so he stopped, and Jesus heard him screaming, and he asked for them to call the blind man over, which seems kind of rude because he was blind, and they should have helped him, right? Because he couldn't see how to get there. But so they called him over, and poof, he came over, and the people said, cheer up, screaming guy, get up, Jesus wants you to come over. And you know what he did?
What?
He threw all of his clothes off and ran over to see Jesus. Without any clothes on. And poof, poof, yeah, he ran over. And you know what he said to Jesus once he got there?
What?
What do you think he asked for?
Can you help me?
Yeah. So Jesus said, what do you want? What do you want me to do for you? And the blind man said, Rabbi, which is the name for a Jewish teacher, like a Jewish pastor. He said, I want to be able to see. And Jesus said to him, go away. Your faith has healed you and made you whole. And bang! He got his eyesight back. And he followed Jesus and his teachings. What do you think about that? What was your favorite part of the story?
The guy running over naked.
Yeah, he threw his clothes off, right? Did you see that coming? Did you expect it?
No.
No. Have you ever been so excited that you, run that fast? It's almost like a cartoon when someone runs out of their clothing, right? Pretty good, right?
I need to imitate that right now.
You want to imitate it? Okay, go ahead. Hi, what do you think it looked like? Have you ever wanted something so bad that you would run so fast that you'd lose your clothes for it?
No.
No?
Second that, you should keep some duct tape with you.
Some duct tape so your clothes don't fall?
Yeah.
That's really smart. That's true.
Thank you.
But you know what? The blind man and other people who were really sick, they thought because they couldn't afford to go to the doctor that Jesus might be the only person who would be able to help them. And so many people probably were mean to that guy who was begging, or just walked right past and didn't care or said no to him all day long, that maybe he thought he didn't have much time. Like, if he didn't hurry, Jesus might change his mind. What do you think? Maybe. We give a thumbs up.
How can Jesus change his mind in less than a second when he's only 5 or 20 feet away?
But have you ever wanted something so bad that you beg your parents for it? Yeah. And in that time that you're begging, do you give up if they say no? No. And if they say yes, what do you do?
No!
Yeah, and you say, or if you get a present, what do? Do you just wait a little while? You're like, whatever. Whenever it comes, then I'll take it. What do you do? Sooner. You can't wait for it to happen, and you just run, and you make it happen. You've never run so fast you lose your clothes over it. But you know what it also might have meant? That he threw his clothes off and was naked? Have you ever seen someone on the side of the road and they hold a sign that says, I'm really hungry? And what do their clothes sometimes look like? Ragged. Yeah, so it could be that he threw off his ragged clothes. And so then what he's doing is he's losing this identity that he was someone who needed to beg for stuff. And that when his eyes are healed, he can put on new clothes. And he doesn't have to feel like the names that people might have called him when they walked past him. He gets to get rid of that whole identity. It's like he graduated from his swim lessons and he moved from a turtle to a shark. Right? He got a new name and he got
no turtle in the water.
There's no turtle in your swim class? Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It's like he got to graduate, get a new identity. What do you think? If Jesus was around today and you got to ask for anything you wanted and he'd give it to you, what would you ask for?
For him to pay for college.
Pay for college?
For him to pay.
You might be the most practical kid in the entire world.
What do you mean practical?
Well, some kids would say, I want Star Wars Legos. Or, I want no more cancer in the world. But that was very smart. Save up your money, do good things with it, get the right information. Do you know what the early Christians thought? They thought a lot like you. You know what they thought?
What?
They thought if you had the right information inside your noggin. Your noggin, yep. If you had the right information inside of your head, that you could be saved.
Saved by who?
Saved, and what they meant when they said saved is they meant have good health, and that you would also have a really good mind, you wouldn't forget stuff, and that you would have a family and people who loved you, and you wouldn't have to have a timeout anymore. You'd get forever out of jail, no timeouts card from Jesus. What do you think? Would that be good?
Yeah! No timeout! And I want to bake! No fees!
That's right.
I want to bake!
Yeah. No fees. Exactly. Okay, so now I got one last question for you.
I'm who gets away with things.
Yeah, right? It's good when God's on our side.
I can rob.
You could.
College savings.
You could.
And say, Mommy, I have $1,000.
But if you felt like there was something in the world that was so important that you'd throw your clothes off and be naked to go get it, it might be okay if you didn't think you had to wait long enough to go to college for that savings. You'd spend stuff right away if it was that important. But thank goodness you get to save for college. Right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I have one last question for you.
What?
Sometimes I wonder when people tell Bible stories in particular, if anyone remembers them, particularly kids your age.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the story? Can you tell them the story and see if you remember it?
So there was this guy,
Mm-hmm.
he was blind. These people kept teasing him and so forth. And then he heard about Jesus, he screamed, threw his clothes off, screamed again, ran. Did he he said, Jesus, you're fine. Question, you're fine. Go away. Short version.
And he got his healing. He got his eyes back. I liked your version. That was very good.
Short
So,
version.
here you have it. Bible study that doesn't suck.
Kids.
For kids.
Okay, fine.
Thanks, everybody.